Thank you so much. I am a journalist. My job is to talk to people from all walks of life all over the world.
Terima kasih banyak. Saya seorang jurnalis. Tugas saya berbicara dengan berbagai kalangan masyarakat di seluruh dunia.
Today I want to tell you why I decided to do this with my life and what I've learned. My story begins in Caracas, Venezuela, in South America, where I grew up.
Hari ini saya ingin menyampaikan mengapa saya melakukan hal ini dan pelajaran apa yang saya dapatkan. Cerita saya ini dimulai dari Caracas, Venezuela, Amerika Selatan, tempat saya tumbuh besar.
A place that to me was and always will be filled with magic and wonder.
Satu tempat yang menurut saya adalah akan selalu penuh dengan daya tarik dan keajaiban.
From a very young age, my parents wanted me to have a wider view of the world. I remember one time when I was around 7 years old, my dad came up to me and said,
Sejak kecil orang tua menginginkan saya memiliki pandangan lebih luas tentang dunia. Saya ingat saat saya berumur sekitar 7 tahun, ayah mendatangi saya dan berkata,
Mariana, I'm going to send you and your little sister, who was 6 at the time, to a place where nobody speaks Spanish. I want you to experience different cultures.
Mariana, ayah akan mengirimmu dan adik perempuanmu yang berumur 6 tahun waktu itu ke tempat tak seorang pun yang berbahasa Spanyol. Ayah ingin kamu merasakan budaya lain.
He went on and on about the benefits of spending an entire summer in this summer camp in the United States.
Dia terus bercerita tentang keuntungan melewatkan sepanjang musim panas di sebuah perkemahan musim panas di Amerika Serikat.
Stressing a little phrase that I didn't pay too much attention to at the time, you never know what the future holds.
Dengan sedikit penekanan yang saya tidak peduli sama sekali waktu itu, kamu tak pernah tahu bagaimana masa depan nanti.
Meanwhile, in my 7-year-old mind, I was thinking we were going to get to summer camp in Miami. Maybe it was going to be even better, and we were going to go a little further north to Orlando, where Mickey Mouse lived. I got really excited.
Sementara itu, di pikiran saya saat itu, saya membayangkan kami akan pergi ke perkemahan musim panas di Miami. Mungkin lebih menyenangkan. Mungkin kami akan berkunjung sedikit ke arah utara di Orlando, tempat Mickey Mouse berada. Saya sangat bersemangat.
My dad, however, had a slightly different plan. From Caracas, he sent us to Brainerd, Minnesota.
Tapi ternyata ayah punya rencana yang sedikit berbeda. Dari Caracas, dia mengantarkan kami ke Brainerd, Minnesota.
Mickey Mouse was not up there. And with no cell phone, no Snapchat or Instagram, I couldn't look up any information.
Mickey Mouse tidak ada di sana. Di sana juga tidak ada ponsel, Snapchat, atau Instagram. Saya tidak bisa mencari informasi apapun.
We get there, and one of the first things I noticed was that the other kids' hair was several shades of blonde, and most of them had blue eyes.
Kami tiba di sana. Salah satu hal yang pertama yang saya amati yaitu rambut anak-anak lain dengan beragam warna pirang dan hampir semua bermata biru.
Meanwhile, this is what we looked like. The first night, the camp director gathered everyone around the campfire and said, "Kids, we have a very international camp this year. The Atencios are here from Venezuela."
Sementara rambut kami seperti ini. Malam pertama, pemandu perkemahan mengatur kami mengelilingi api unggun. Kemudian berkata, "Anak-anak, perkemahan tahun ini sangat bernuansa internasional. Di sana ada keluarga Atencio dari Venezuela."
The other kids looked at us as if we were from another planet. They would ask us things like, "Do you know what a hamburger is?" Or, "Do you go to school in a donkey or a canoe?"
Anak-anak lain memandangi kami seolah-olah kami berasal dari planet lain. Mereka menanyakan beberapa hal seperti, apakah kalian tahu hamburger? Atau apakah kalian ke sekolah naik keledai atau perahu kano?
I would try to answer in my broken English, and they would just laugh. And I know they were not trying to be mean. They were just trying to understand who we were and make a correlation with the world they knew.
Saya jawab dalam bahasa Inggris yang berantakan, dan mereka kemudian tertawa. Saya tahu mereka tidak berniat kasar. Mereka hanya ingin memahami siapa kami dan menghubungkan dengan lingkungan yang mereka tahu.
We could either be like them or like characters out of a book filled with adventures like Aladdin or The Jungle Book. We certainly didn't look like them. We didn't speak their language. We were different.
Kami bisa saja seperti mereka atau seperti tokoh dari buku cerita dengan segudang pertualangan seperti Aladdin dan The Jungle Book. Jelas kami tidak terlihat seperti mereka. Tidak juga memakai bahasa yang sama. Kami berbeda.
And when you're 7 years old, that hurts. But I had my little sister to take care of, and she cried every day at summer camp.
Ketika berumur 7 tahun, itu tentu menyakitkan. Tapi saya punya adik yang harus saya jaga. Dan saat itu dia menangis setiap hari di perkemahan.
So I decided to put on a brave face and embrace everything I could about the American way of life.
Oleh karena itu, saya bersikap tegar dan menerima semua gaya hidup orang di Amerika.
We later did what we called the summer camp experiment for 8 years in different cities that many Americans haven't even heard of.
Kemudian kami berkegiatan berupa percobaan perkemahan musim panas selama 8 tahun di kota berbeda yang bahkan orang Amerika sendiri belum tahu.
What I remember most about these moments was when I finally clicked with someone. Making a friend was a special reward.
Yang paling berkesan saat itu adalah ketika saya akrab dengan seseorang. Mendapatkan seorang teman adalah hal yang istimewa.
Everybody wants to feel valued and accepted, and we think it should happen spontaneously, but it doesn't. When you're different, you have to work at belonging.
Semua orang ingin dihargai dan diterima, dan kita pikir ini akan terjadi secara spontan. Tapi ternyata tidak begitu. Ketika Anda berbeda, Anda harus mempunyai salah satu dari hal ini.
You have to be either really helpful, smart, funny, anything to be cool for the crowd you want to hang out with.
Anda suka menolong, pintar, lucu, atau apapun itu terdengar keren bagi kelompok di mana Anda ingin diterima.
Later on, when I was in high school, my dad expanded on his summer plan, and from Caracas, he sent me to Wallingford, Connecticut for senior year of high school.
Saat saya di sekolah menengah, ayah memperluas rencana musim panasnya dari Caracas. Dia mengirim saya ke Wellington, Connecticut saat saya di masa SMA.
This time, I remember daydreaming on the plane about the American high school experience with a locker. It was going to be perfect, just like in my favorite TV show, Saved by the Bell.
Pada saat itu saya teringat menghayal di atas pesawat tentang pengalaman sekolah menengah di Amerika lengkap dengan lokernya. Kelihatannya menyenangkan seperti di acara TV favorit saya, Saved by the Bell.
I get there, and they tell me that my assigned roommate is eagerly waiting. I open the door, and there she was, sitting on the bed with a headscarf.
Saat tiba di sana, saya diberitahu bahwa teman sekamar saya sudah menunggu. Saya buka pintu, dan terlihat dia duduk di tempat tidur, memakai jilbab.
Her name was Fatima, and she was Muslim from Bahrain, and she was not what I expected. She probably sensed my disappointment when I looked at her because I didn't do too much to hide it.
Namanya Fatimah, seorang Muslim asal Bahrain. Dia bukan orang yang saya harapkan. Sepertinya dia merasakan kekecewaan saya karena saya tidak berusaha menutupinya.
See, as a teenager, I wanted to fit in even more. I wanted to be popular and maybe have a boyfriend for prom, and I felt that Fatima just got in the way with her shyness and her strict dress code.
Sebagai remaja, saya ingin diterima di lingkungan. Saya ingin populer, punya pacar yang menemani ke acara prom. Karenanya saya anggap Fatima bisa jadi halangan dengan sikap pemalu dan pakaiannya yang tertutup.
I didn't realize that I was making her feel like the kids at summer camp made me feel. This was the high school equivalent of asking her, "Do you know what a hamburger is?"
Tanpa saya sadari, justru saya membuat dia merasakan yang saya rasakan saat masih anak-anak di perkemahan lalu. Ini sama saja dengan menanyakan pertanyaan, apakah kamu tahu hamburger? Tapi versi anak SMA.